There you go. We are live.
We are live. I just anyway, we had like 15 minutes of golden conversation right now.
Mm-hmm.
But so I'll just recap. Upon approaching you in the astral and like I don't want to lose people, but I'll just say like, so your goddess form, your goddess manifestation, your astral self. I'm approaching you. I was getting rejected left and right, up and down. Not in a way where you weren't accepting of me, but it's really difficult to classify. Like, you have boundaries and borders up to approaching and entrancing you, not in a negative way. You're not gatekeeping. You're not keeping people out, but you're keeping bullshit out.
Yeah, definitely.
I can sense and feel that. So, and I'm going off the cusp. Like we do not talk. I may call you my cousin, and no offense to anyone. If you ever called on me and you were like, "Hey, Joshua, like, can you help me?" Blah blah blah. I would. Anyway, I like you, so whatever. I would totally do it. But all that being said, like, this is just me coming off the cusp. I did a live reading, I don't know, 45 minutes ago with John Travis of LVX 777, and I'm not a tarot master. I was just channeling. I just became open and I began speaking what I heard. Your job, like your profession, you are a professional and an expert in the sense that you make a living off of this, that this is what you do for a living, that makes you professional by definition. And you have countless testimony and evidence and people who can vouch for you. I honestly, like, I feel I'm just gonna speak. I feel like dishonored. Like, I feel like I'm doing you a dishonor by saying that you're legit, because I feel that just by me even saying, "Oh, she's legit," like, that takes away from your legitimacy, because I just feel you are so far beyond someone saying like, "Oh, this person is legit." And then I personally get angry with people who are intellectual about this stuff and they refuse to go to their spirits or the tarot or the runes and like inquire spiritually in the astral about these things.
Definitely. So when you did your tarot reading earlier and you said you're channeling and going based off the intuition, that's what you do. Tarot cards started out as a game. I don't think people know that. They act like it's this most mystical, magical thing. They are cards. The way we give the intent, that's how the messages are coming through. You can get one of those little things that you shake and says yes, no, maybe, come later or something, try again. That could be a foreign way for the divine to communicate with you. A lot of these tools that psychics use were once toys. So you don't have to know all the astrological references. I prefer numerology, so I do understand that behind my cards. You can study it all, but really what you did would be the best way to read cards, is going off what that channeling, what that spirit communication is. Because when I do my readings for my clients, and the reason why they're so accurate is because I'm channeling them. I'm bringing their energy drawn into side of me, and then I perform the reading. My cards, literally, whatever it tells me is however I want to read it that day. However I feel that's what it represents for them. That's why I can do any question, because my cards are not set. It's not set to a book that says, okay, this is what it means. I don't even look at the book. I don't care about that book. So that's how I do readings. So I think you were doing a pretty good job.
I'm trying not to be hyped. As anyone knows who's been following me throughout the night, I have been, sipping wine and enjoying the fruit of the gods. whatever. But I hear you speak, and I hear the place you're coming from, and the people that are cognizant and aware of the place that we've been consistently coming from.
Mm-hmm.
It's speaking the same language. We're saying the same thing. You and I, we don't talk on a daily basis. We don't talk on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis. Um,
Oh,
really,
horrible Fred.
yeah. If we had no, if we had to quantify it, our communication is on what at best like a bi-yearly basis. But we are coming up with the same raw gnosis from the spirits. Like I'm like, okay, no, all respect to everyone out there. I'm just saying I'm 90% practice and I'm 10% like by the books. That's how Black Dragon is, and that's how I am. I don't want to know shit about a spirit before I summon them. I want to summon the
Smart.
spirit raw, with no circles, no soul, no protection. I want to feel their energy, whatever energy that they bless me with, knowing like whatever percentage. And it's hard to not treat the spirits like video game, like RPG. You know what I mean? How like they have like hit points and like defensive shield
Mm.
allotments, and like I don't want to like box in the spirits, but at the same time, dude, I don't give a fuck what anyone says. The spirits want recognition. They want love. They want admiration. They
They
want
do.
companionship, and they want, dude. They want the spirits need us. Like I'm constantly going back to the fact of without human consciousness, none of the universe would exist. Like you, Teala Petrova, if
Mm.
your consciousness did not exist, nothing in this world would exist as it does. And that's what we're getting at. Like we want on the back of our Black Dragon t-shirts, we want it to say we are God. We've been tossed around the idea of playing This Is God's Country as our
Mm.
TV show intro when we get our TV show next year. Just um dude, the shit you do, the things you do, the questions that you bring up, and the way you go about things, it defines normality, and it breaches like stereotypes. Um, some people look at you and they see you as this very high up like megastar within the occult left hand path community.
Oh wow.
Other people she said
Oh what?
other people other people look at you as like a roach and an annoyance and a rodent, just like they do me and like they do Black Dragon. And but what's funny is that people like you and I and our groups and our fans and our followers and like people who really know us, they see this steady, constant, unstoppable progression. And I don't give a fuck who they are. Dude, these people are sweating. I promise you. And they're
Yeah. So I want to add a few things. The first thing about spirits wanting the connection. So if you look into when I channeled God, I have no issue with angels, gods, goddesses, demons. I work with them all, just to clarify. And I did channel God. And when you actually study the Kabbalah, it matched up to my gnosis. What it is there was a spark. So when the Big Bang happened, that sparked a consciousness. With that, I represent that by the feminine divine. The initial manifestation of that was masculine energy. That is God. God is represented through Satan because he's represented through a lineage of the father, the mother, the daughter, and the son. So when people think of God, for some reason, they only think of a male God because they only look at what the Bible has put out and not what all the other texts and have done the research on it. So it's all connected. So it's not that necessarily I wouldn't say if I didn't exist, nothing would exist because there's a continuous of consciousness flowing. The idea of immortalizing our consciousness is what we do through spiritual ascension and all of the works. And that's what the spirits are doing. I try to elevate other people. The spirits try to elevate us. And if there are lower frequency spirits, I try to raise them up right with everyone else. That is kind of the point because it's going to allow us to start shifting into higher dimensions and jump into other dimensions, because there's a point in time this universe will die. Meaning we're going to have to be able, for our energy, for our consciousness to cease to exist, we'll have to find a way to jump into a parallel universe or create a new one to be able to survive. And the continuing of this idea of becoming immortal is very complex, because there might be a point in time where we just become part of the collective and that's the end game. I don't know. I wouldn't know those answers, but we are emanating and we're all connected in that level. But despite that one connection, we're still individuals. And that's where the God concept comes from, because we are creators. So it's not just that God or Satan has created or Lilith has created. We also create. So therefore, we are also gods in that sense. And as far as people, the way they may perceive us, I don't want anybody to think I'm super high or super sorry, because I don't feel like that. I don't want to be perceived like that. I want to be able to connect with you on a level that we are the same, we are the equal. That's what Children of Serpent's always been about. And yes, I'm going to get haters. I leave them alone. I used to try to defend myself because they spread malicious lies about me. Why? Because they're insecure. They're projecting themselves. They are being eaten by the astral world. They can't handle it. Instead of working on empowering themselves, instead of loving themselves and changing for the better, they villainize people like you or I or anyone in the community, so that way they don't have to face their own shadow. And I really feel bad for them, for all those haters and for the people that dislike me. Like, I really hope that they begin to focus on the darkness that they claim they hold on to so deeply, because they haven't faced it. There's no reasons for us to attack other people or for us to be nasty, but we're malicious because of our projection. We project ourselves onto others. And then that kind of sums that
up. Hey, okay. So every female embodies a goddess. Every female manifests like a primary goddess within them. I've just noticed that. Like, every female that I deal with who is looking into occult, who's studying the occult, there is a dark goddess or a goddess of some pantheon that it's not even resonation. It's not even that they resonate with them. Like, dude, that's your sister, that's your aunt, like in another life, like that was your mother or your daughter. That being said, dude, the things you're talking about, I'm gonna transform myself. I'm going to be the Christian right wing, and I'm going to criticize you, and I'm going to attack you in every way possible. So, and I know you can handle that. You're a very intelligent, sophisticated, amazing human being, and you can withstand the false attacks of the enemy. So, that being said, so you're doing all these things. I like, what is your ultimate goal? Where can women go with this? Like, what are you trying to accomplish? What is there to overturn?
My goals have changed so much. I think at this point it's just trying to empower others. That's why I got into doing readings, because it's my way to reach to others, not just females, but males as well, to just be able to heal, to work on themselves, to become more a powerful witch or magician, to apply your skills and knowledge and go into that and connect with these spirits and these gods and goddesses, demons, angels on a deeper level, and be open to it. Because there's so much, like you were saying earlier, you're talking about, I don't like going in with any information. That's really smart. And the reason is because if you go in with a perception of what the spirit's going to be like, there's a 99% chance you will not connect with that spirit, and another 99% chance you'll actually form an egregor, create that spirit to fit your biased beliefs. Therefore, you haven't connected to the divine, or at least that part of the divine, because you are divine, but you're creating these things, and then you start talking and sharing this information. And yes, you're talking about how our gnosis will match up at times. It should be matching. There should not be a contradiction. That's why when the spirits tell me something, I can turn around and look at a book and reference it. I can go to Google. I can find that source that other people have came to be. And we look at the ancients and how their mythologies are so similar. Our information that we're exchanging should be similar if we're actually connecting to the spirits. If they're constantly contradicting, then someone is not connecting with the spirits. So my goal is to help people to remove those barriers, to do the work that they want to do on themselves, to empower them to really have a genuine connection to that. Whatever happens in the afterlife, like I communicate, I see spirits, but like I said, this universe might die at one point in time. I don't know. I don't have all the answers, but I can share my experience, and I want people to share with me as well because it helps me heal. Like everybody in the community, it's kind of weird because they obsess over themselves. They're so like, oh, I'm like this, I'm that, and that. I need to self grow. I need to do this and that, and that. And they're so obsessed with themselves, not realizing because we are connected. When you reach out to other people, when you help them heal and help them grow, it also reflects back onto you and helps you on your own journey because of that connection to the source that brings us all.
Can I translate?
Yeah.
I'm opening up a bottle of this is Belial's favorite cheapest wine, like cheap wine. Belial proves much better, but as far as like being broke and cheap, Menage a Trois, it's Australian.
Uh-oh, we disconnected.
Okay, back to you.
Yep. I kind of canceled you out there for a minute for some reason.
Oh,
It's fine. It's fine. We're good.
no, Belial has his shit together. That's what happened. Oh man. Anyway, that was awesome. Damn. Dude, okay, just really quick. I wanna step this outside of normality and normie vision. Like all spiritual people, all indigenous people, all religious people, all like even if you're Christian, like look at this from a spiritual angle. Separate this from like a worldly perspective. These are two human souls